Hello everyone, welcome back to Mentors Academy. So today is the 26th of September 2025 and we'll be covering some of the most important current affairs from the Hindu, the Indian Express, PIB and other authentic sources. These current affairs are relevant to all your competitive exams including UPSC, CSC, prelims, mains, EPFO, CAPF and all other state PCS exams, etc. Right, so as always, let's begin with yesterday's MCQs first and then see today's key headlines and then move into the articles in detail. Right, so yesterday's MCQs, the first question was with reference to super typhoons, consider the following statements. Rapid intensification of tropical cyclones is primarily linked to high ocean heat content and low vertical wind shear. In India, the IMD classifies a cyclone with wind speeds above 222 kmph as a supercyclonic storm. Barrier lakes are formed when river channels get blocked by lava flow during volcanic eruptions. Which of the above are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer to this question is option A, 1 and 2 only. Right, so statement 1 is correct. Yes, the rapid intensification of tropical cyclones is linked to the high ocean heat and the low vertical wind shear. Statement 2 is also correct. IMD, it classifies a cyclone with wind speeds above 222 kmph as a supercyclonic but statement 3 is wrong here because barrier lakes form when rivers are landslides blocked by landslides, not lava flow. Right, so the right answer is option A, 1 and 2 only. The second question is about consider the following with reference to the GST Appellate Tribunal GSTAT. It has been constituted under Article 323B of the Constitution. It will function as the highest adjudicating body for GST disputes with appeals lying directly to the Supreme Court. One of its primary objectives is to bring uniformity in GST jurisprudence across states. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 3 only. So the correct answer to this question is option D, 3 only. Right? So the statement 1 is incorrect. It has been constituted under section 109 of the Goods and Services Tax Act 2017, section 109 of the GST Act. Statement 2 is also incorrect. It is not the highest adjudicating body. Its appeals goes to High Court or Supreme Court. High Court or Supreme Court, not directly to Supreme Court. Statement 3 is correct. Its objective is to bring uniformity in GST jurisprudence across the states. That is right. Well, so now let's see today's key headlines. Let me read them out for you one by one. 8 states with international borders 0.13% of exports. Citizens domicile migrants. Why should we worry about provincial citizenship? Government reserves 40% National Rural Employment Government Scheme funds for water conservation works in rural blocks. 3-day survey on dragonflies begin across 7 biodiversity parks in the capital. Defense Ministry HAL ink deal for 97 light combat aircraft for IAF, Indian Air Force. Rajnath's Morocco visit marks new chapter in India-Africa defense ties. DRDO conducts a rail-based Agni Prime launch. Rail-based launch of Agni Prime missile. So these are very important current affairs we have today. So let's see them one by one in detail. The first one is border states low export share. Right, so 8 Indian states with international borders contribute just 0.13% of India's exports, total exports, highlighting missed opportunities in border trade. Right, so India shares over 15,000 kilometers of land border with countries like China, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. Despite the strategic location, border states face poor connectivity, security issues, and weak trade infrastructure. right? Exports from states like Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, and Manipur are almost negligible. Non-tariff barriers, insurgency, and lack of integrated checkposts limits the trade here. So government plans to boost border hearts and strengthen the Act East policy links. For prelims, it's important to connect to ICPs, right? Integrated checkposts and Act East policy, right? And for mains, regional imbalance, border economy, role of cooperative federalism in trade promotion also. The next article is about provincial citizenship legal debate, right? So experts are warning against proposals of provincial citizenship, citing risks to constitutional principles. India follows a single citizenship, right? India, we follow a single citizenship under Articles 5 to 11 or Part 2 of the Constitution. Unlike the US, where dual state and national citizenship exists. Still, states impose domicile-based quotas, raising federal tensions. So, provincial citizenship, it risks exclusion of migrants. It could clash with equality and free movement under Article 14 and 19 respectively, and also it may fuel regionalism, undermining the national unity. Right, these are the a few concerns of provincial citizenship. For prelims, it's important to know about the provisions of the citizenship in part 2 of in Indian Constitution, Article 5 to 11, and also the principle of single citizenship. For mains, connect this to cooperative federalism versus regionalism, balancing state rights with constitutional guarantees. The next article is about 40% National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme funds for water conservation. The government has reserved 40% of the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, MNREGA, call it in short, these funds for water conservation works, right? So, MNREGA provides it guarantees 100 days of guaranteed rural employment. It has usually focused on rural infrastructure, but water scarcity is now a top priority due to droughts and groundwater stress. So key points include the activities here include check dams, farm ponds, and watershed works. It will boost rural resilience and agricultural productivity, and also it complements the PM Krishi Sincha Yojana. Very important scheme here. Right, for prelims, it's important to know about the features of the MNREGA scheme and also water conservation schemes. For mains, connect this to climate resilient agriculture, sustainable rural livelihoods as well. Next article is about Dragonfly Survey Biodiversity Parks. A 3-day survey began across 7 biodiversity parks in Delhi, in the national capital. So dragonflies. So this is a dragonfly. You can see the picture here. Dragonflies are bioindicators. What does bioindicator mean? Species that reflect ecosystem health. Very important a term to consider here. They thrive only in clean water, only in clean freshwater habitats. So the decline signals pollution. Right? This is the interlinkage between the population of dragonflies and the environment, the ecosystem. So survey will track species diversity for wetland and urban conservation. It is linked to National Biodiversity Authority programs, and also it's the citizen science approach. It engages the local community. For prelims, it's very important to know the term about bioindicators, right, and National Biodiversity Authority. For mains, connect this to urban ecology, participatory conservation. The next article is about a defense one. 97 light combat aircraft deal boost to indigenization. So Defense Ministry and HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, signed a deal for 97 light combat aircraft, that is Tejas. Very important um, uh, aircraft Tejas for the Indian Air Force, right? So Tejas, this is Tejas. Tejas light combat aircraft developed by DRDO HAL, it replaces the aging MiG-21s. It is central to Atmanirbhar Bharat defense exports. So Tejas light combat aircraft, it replaces the MiG-21s. Very important, right? So it strengthens IAF's combat capacity. It also creates jobs, supports aerospace ecosystem, and also it's the export potential in Southeast Asia and the Africa. Right? For prelims, it's important to know about the Tejas and HAL, and for mains, connect this to indigenization of defense technology, self-reliance, and strategic technology. Very important. Next up, we have India-Morocco defense ties. Very important IR and security defense article. Rajnath Singh, our defense minister's Rajnath Singh's visit to Morocco deepened India-Africa defense ties. So India engages Africa through. So before that, let's see. Here is the location of Morocco. This is African continent. It is to the northwest of Morocco, south of Spain of Europe. Right? Very important. Location is very important for mapping. So India engages Africa through India-Africa Defence Dialogue and also Indian Ocean Region Security Cooperation. Morocco is strategically placed in West Africa. West is, that is, northwest. So cooperation in counter terrorism, right? Cooperation in counter terrorism, training and defense manufacturing is the focus. It supports the Sagar vision, security and growth for all in the region, and also expands India's role in global south. Very important. For prelims, it's important to know about the Sagar vision and India Africa dialogue, and for mains, Africa and India's foreign policy and Indo African security cooperation, right? So the next up, we have a very important article, the golden article of today's current affairs, rail based Agni Prime test, right? So DRDO conducted first rail based launch of Agni Prime missile. So Agni Prime, very important for prelims and mains as well. Agni Prime, it is a medium range ballistic missile of range 1000 to 2000 kilometer, canistered and MIRV, that is multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. It is capable of that, right? So rail mobility here enhances the survivability. Rail launch makes detection hard to detect, and it ensures a second strike capability. It strengthens the nuclear deterrence posture, and also it complements the road and sea based deterrence, right? Very important. For prelims, it's important to know about all the Agni missile series and the MIRV concept, and for mains, connect this to the nuclear doctrine of India, and also credible minimum deterrence, and also technology for strategic stability. Very important. So these are some of the key current affairs of today's news from the papers from the Hindu and Indian Express, PIB, etc. So now let's test your knowledge with the two prelims model MCQs. The first question is, with reference to Agni Prime missile, consider the following statements. It is an intercontinental ballistic missile with a range exceeding 5000 km. It has canisterized launch capability and can be launched from road as well as rail platforms. It is part of India's Agni missile series developed by DRDO. Which of the above statement is correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. The second question is, consider the following statements about Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. It provides 150 days of guaranteed wage employment to every rural household. At least one third of beneficiaries must be women. Recently, 40% of its funds have been reserved for water conservation works. Which of the above are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. Please drop your answers in the comment section below. We'll be checking your responses and we'll see the correct answers to these two questions in the next current affairs session, that is tomorrow. We also have two main questions for you to practice answer writing. So first question is, India's defense procurement policy is increasingly emphasizing indigenization. Critically evaluate the significance of the light combat aircraft deal with HAL in this context. 15 marker to 50 words question. Second question is provincial citizenship and domicile based restrictions raise constitutional and federal concerns. Discuss in light of the principle of single citizenship in India. 10 marker 150 words question. So that wraps up today's current affairs for 26 September 2025. We studied about border trade challenges, citizenship debates, Manrega reforms, biodiversity surveys, defense indigenization, India Africa ties, and also nuclear deterrence, all mapped to your exam syllabus. If you found this session helpful and useful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mentors Academy for more such detailed analysis. So always remember, the real difference in this preparation is not just reading the news but connecting it with the static subjects, right? So thank you so much again for turning in today. Stay consistent, keep revising, and trust your preparation. Thank you so much and have a good day, you all.